We're back on The Big Show. It's Alex talking to the big stars, and I always like to get people on from the big soaps, and let's face it, right now there's no bigger soap than Emmerdale. James Hooton plays Sam Dingle, and Eden Taylor-Draper plays Belle. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Aren't you marvellous? I don't know how you do it. When I see the kids come on these shows and just give the award-winning performance, you're going to win a ton of awards, trust me.
Thank you very much.
You've already won a job lot of awards, haven't you?
What have you won so far?
I've won quite a few. I won when I did a big storyline, and I won Best Spectacular Scene, and then Best Young Performance, and Best Young Actress, and Best Young Actress.
Yeah, whatever. Some of us have never won anything, mate.
Does it make you a bit bitter? I mean, you've been in this business, I don't know, 50, 60 years now, James, and you're still sat here awardless like myself.
It's 70, 75 years, I think it is now I've been in the business, man and boy. And no, it's great. I think it's great for the show if someone like Eden comes along and shows us how it's done. So yeah, it's terrific that she come in and out of nowhere started winning all these awards. It's good for our cabinet, because we don't win too many awards, as you might well know, in comparison to the other soaps. So yeah, it's terrific. Anything, we'll take anything.
Yeah.
Tell me about the joy when the phone rings and they go, "Here, we want you to be on a soap, and it's Emmerdale, and you're going to be one of the big stars, and you're going to be a Dingle."
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, because I was only like really little. I was 6 at the time, so I just saw it as like I had a job. So I was like, "Oh my word!" So I was very impressed.
How old are you now?
I'm 13 in 3 days.
Oh, wow, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Now, when you're a big star and you're 13 and you have a birthday party, what happens?
Well, the thing is, I don't like birthday parties, so I'm just off out for a meal. So I don't actually know what's going to happen. But yeah, I don't like big parties. They annoy me.
Oh, really? What's annoying about them then?
I just don't like them. I don't like people.
You don't like people?
No, I do. I love people. I love talking, but I just don't like birthday parties.
It's kind of a bit embarrassing, isn't it, when all those people are around you?
It's like people just give you loads of compliments. You're just like, "Oh, thank you, go away." So yeah, I like going out for meals, so that's what I'm doing.
Where do I take you? Italian, Chinese, Indian?
You would have to take me to an Italian, because my favourite food is pizza. So yeah, you'd have to take me there.
Are we talking Pizza Hut or one of the proper pizzas?
No, like a pizza, like the best pizza in the world pizza.
Thin crust or one of those thick things?
Thin. Like a proper pizza has to be thin, yeah.
Perfect. Girl after my own heart. You, thick or thin?
Medium. No, I don't know. You know, it's some days you want a thick crust.
Yeah.
Some days you want a thin crust. Some days you want cheese in the actual
Yes.
makeup of the dough that's around the outside.
No, I don't get that cheese thing round the edge.
Because it's not actual cheese, it just tastes like plastic. See, I don't understand that.
Maybe it is plastic.
Yeah.
James, you're a bit strange.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, I am from Nottingham, so what do you expect?
I want to talk to you about this Nottingham boy here as well. I'm from Gedling, you're from...
Oh, Carlton, just up the road. I think Frank Weldon hammered Gedling Comp in a fight once when I was at school there. Does that seem to make sense? From
Yeah, you were harder than us, but you ended up being burnt down, which is probably the best thing for you.
Yeah, it was a young lad burnt the school down. And it was
I think he did £100,000 worth of improvements, didn't he?
just by burning it down. You're probably right. It's a real shame though, because there's a lot of. Well, I mean, it was a '60s sort of prefab build, so it wasn't the most attractive school in the world, but it was my school, and I had a lot of really fond memories there. And we had a terrific drama department and theatre, and it's such a shame that place, you know, it was razed to the ground. But obviously, there's been a huge improvement, investment and updating the building and everything. I've been and seen the outside of it since it's been rebuilt, so I think it's vastly improved it in the end. So
I know there's a lot of Chinese whispers when you live in the same place as someone who's famous, but I reckon my gran lived at least 1 or 2 roads away from yours, which was Bentink Road, somewhere like that, and your grandma lived somewhere near there.
Bentink Road. Remind me whereabouts Bentink Road.
If you go up Fraser Square from where you were...
Oh, so Bentink's around Fraser Crescent, Fraser Square and all that, yeah, just near Valley Road and all that, yeah. Yeah, okay.
I don't think this will mean anything to my audience, but I don't care, because it's all about me and you.
Well, yeah, we're talking about our old stomping ground, aren't we?
Eden, do you care about what we're talking about?
I don't have a clue what you're on about, so you're just both freaks, is how I see it.
Do you wish we'd just move on and talk about you?
Yeah, just go away, you guys.
We want a bit of Nottingham history, don't we? That's what we're... Yeah.
But now you're living in Leeds, and so am I, so we've got another thing in common.
There you go, yeah. I think, Leeds is a terrific city, obviously. I found it to be extremely friendly in comparison to some of the old stomping grounds of my youth in Nottingham. So I think very different cities, very different.
I'll ask you both the same question. When your mates find out you're going to be on a soap, how did they react?
They couldn't believe it. They were like, "Oh my God, my friend's on Emmerdale." But yeah, they was really nice about it, which is really good.
Now, you're 13. Are you married yet?
Yes, I am. I'm married and I've divorced 3 times, just thought I'd tell you.
And how does it work? Because you must still be at school technically, but you're not because you're in a soap.
Well, I go to school when I can, and when I'm not, then I tutor when I'm filming.
That sounds like great stuff, because you can just sit in the cafeteria gossiping with people like James and just have a ball.
Yeah, it's great, it's great.
Have you learned anything since you've been in Emmerdale?
I have improved so much, because in tutoring, it's one-to-one, so I learn a lot more than I do at school, but I still love school, so yeah.
And your mates, they don't mind the fact that you get to have 50% off and go and do showbiz the rest of the time?
Well, they're a bit like, oh my God, why do you get to miss school? But then I explain to them that it's very hard, and then they understand.
Were you born a character? Because, I mean, even on the show and sat here, it's very clear you've got a huge personality and so much to say for yourself. You can't be trained that, can you?
No, it's because of my mum. My mum is the most... Oh, she won't stop talking. It's ridiculous. She'll be on the phone. Last night, she was on the phone for 4 hours to her mum. 4 hours. And I got a bath, I'd done my hair, everything. I was like, Mum, get off the phone. So I just get it from my mum.
Is she always like this?
Yeah, she's an outgoing girl, you know, and her mum does like a nice chat. It has to be said, yes.
Is it a bit aggravating? I mean, she finds it annoying. 4 hours is a long time to talk. No guy in the world would be on the phone to their mum or anybody else for 4 hours.
It depends who's paying the bill, doesn't it? If they're calling in, then it's all right.
Listen, I do a radio show. It's only 3 hours long. She did a radio show plus another bit of another one.
Exactly. It's
Don't
not
say
right.
That should be after your job, mate. Yeah.
So, are you living in Leeds as well now?
Yes, I'm in the very posh part. I'm in Harewood.
Very nice.
No, yeah.
And what do you do then? Where do you go to eat? Do you go into town or do you stay local to go out and have fun?
I go to Harrogate. I love Harrogate, so yeah, that's where I go.
Oh, really? We're just talking to Emma earlier. She lives in Harrogate.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, I do like Harrogate.
And in terms of the camaraderie of the team, do you have to make it fun and make sure you are friends? Because it'd be pretty miserable if you hated everybody.
I think it just so happens that the Dingles have come together completely organically. You know, we've been cast completely separate of one another, but we've come together in this family and created a family unit. And I think there's a lot of similarities between us, generally speaking, which is great because we all seem to get on so well. And I don't think you can cast that. If you were trying to cast a family as diverse as the Dingles are in their makeup, and you were trying to create a certain, you know, chemistry between the actors and the characters, it would be extremely hard to do that. It's just simply by chance, I think, that we've all managed to come together into this family, and we all sort of get on, have a good crack on set, and, you know, try and enjoy ourselves while we do the job. So I think we're very fortunate that we've got the opportunity to have a good working relationship with each other.
You have some great singers in the programme. Does that come naturally to you now, just delivering them and making sure they hit home as they do through the telly? Or do you have to... Zingers, you know, great lines.
Are we talking about KFC? I mean, yeah, I once had a Zinger Tower burger meal.
Never had a Zinger?
No, never had a Zinger. I only like popcorn chicken. I love and the gravy, that's the best.
I'm a pieces man myself. 3 pieces of fries.
I had the boneless bucket. Ever had the boneless bucket?
No, I've never had the boneless bucket.
I have the boneless bucket, honestly, that's nice. $12.99.
All that chicken, though, don't
Look at the size of me, there's no problem.
I have a big pot of beans. It's ridiculous. Who wants that many baked beans, honestly?
You could have a swim in it, couldn't you? How do your mates react then when you're one of these showbiz tarts on the telly?
I don't like this showbiz tarts on the telly lot. We're going to have to calm that kind of thing down. No, my mates have always been supportive of me. I mean, I was working as a teenager. I didn't start in the business as young as Eden has done, but I started as a 13-year-old doing bits of theatre and telly. So my mates at school were sort of used to me going along that route, and they've always supported what I've done and come and seen things that I've done. You know, if I've been in films or whatnot, and yeah, it's been good. Your mates are your mates, whatever you do, aren't they? So, you know, they've always been supportive to me.
Eden's going to contradict everything I've just said because you're sat here in a big star in Young, but for us in Nottingham, Central TV had a great workshop where you could get into TV through that. That's all gone now. Is it tough now to get a gig?
It's tougher than it was. Obviously, Central Studios shut down on Lenton Lane a long time ago, and it was a real shame because we made so much interesting drama was made there. There was news, game shows that were produced and filmed there. So it brought a lot of work to the Central region, and in particular Nottingham. I mean, the Central Workshop still is going strong in Notts under Ian Smith, who ran it many years ago. The funding is more difficult to come by. I think it's partly funded by the BBC and ITV now, and unfortunately they do have to sometimes charge some of the kids to come along to it, but it's still going strong, still got a terrific reputation, and people are still getting cast in things left, right and centre from it. And there's still people of my age, I'm 37 now, there's people in my era and older that are still working professionally in the business and have made it their career. So I think the legacy of the workshop is, you know, still going strong. Unfortunately, it was the Birmingham branch of the group shut down, and there was also a Leeds branch, which I think Eden went to for a while when it was up here, but that, unfortunately, they had to close down because of monetary constraints, but the Nottingham workshop is still going.
Eden, James, I'm going to impress you now. A guy who came out there was one of my best mates at school, Adam Roper, who played Woof. Do you remember Woof on the telly, the guy who turned into the dog?
No.
Before her time, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, come on, this is one of the greatest children's programmes ever.
This is years ago, though, isn't it? We're talking about 20 years ago. Woof, I remember Adam, and
knows I'm 107, so.
Yeah, I did a walk-on Woof once, and Nigel Havers had to throw me up against the wall, and I had to have all back padding on and all sorts for him to do that. Adam was working on the show at the time, and I know he still works in and around Nottingham now. He's not in the acting game anymore.
He served me dinner the other day. How depressing is that?
Toby Carvery, isn't he? Yeah, manager at the Toby Carvery. I've seen him a few times. Yeah, it's a good one there. I used to go in with my mum when she was still alive.
Gets me down though, because I think I could be him in a few weeks' time. That's what worries me about my career. One bad show, it could all be over, and I could be serving somebody a ham dinner.
It doesn't matter what you're doing in life, does it? As long as you're happy. He seems to be happy in his chosen path. I don't think acting was necessarily what he wanted to do as a career, so he's gone a different route. But
yeah, I'm like you, and take a good message from me and James. We've never done a day's work in our lives, have we? You know, talking for a living, you try and show
yourself, mate. Some of us have had proper jobs as well.
Before we go, congratulations on being you. I mean, you're such a big star, and you're going to go on to greatness. What's next? Are you in this as long as they'll have you, or are you going to go on and go to Hollywood or something?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do, so I don't know. I want to try everything, so.
And the family around you, the Dingles in the show, are they fun to be with?
Yes, they're really fun, except James. He's just an absolute spoil sport. He's awful. No, it's really good. Yeah, we have loads of laughs on set. We get told off because we laugh that much.
Oh, you mustn't do that. You can't corpse, because there isn't time to redo it, is there?
Well, you know, it's the time that we have to actually make the show, you know, is getting less and less. It's a very busy schedule, but there's always time for a bit of fun on set, and you've got to have it, because otherwise you wouldn't be human, would you?
It's not like a proper job, though. You can't tell me.
No, you can't. I can't tell you it's like a proper grafter's job, you know. But there's pros and cons to every job, isn't there? So, you know, it's not for everybody, but it's good. It's good for us.
Jameson, nice to meet you. To think that we were brought up, you know, just a few hundred yards from each other.
Yeah.
But you've reached greatness. Look at me, sat here talking nonsense on the wireless.
I don't know about greatness. We're only on a soap.
You're a Dingle, for Christ's sake. What more can you do?
Well, yeah, what more could you ask for, yeah. We're allowed to not wash.
Do you like this new DVD, by the way? Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. You need to, have you seen it?
No, I haven't. They won't give me a coffee.
Oh, no, you need to see it. It's really good.
All right. I'm going to go home and see it as soon as they release it, because the thing is, I couldn't make it early because I was on the wireless talking, and then I got here and they won't give me a copy because it's so important.
They won't give us a copy either. I don't know what's wrong with them. I think they're being stingy today, but hopefully we'll get one at some point.
Really nice to see you both.
Nice to meet you.
Cheers. Eden Taylor-Draper. Lovely to meet you. Belle in Emmerdale, and such a great star, and you're going to be fabulous. Come on the show again, won't you?
I will, definitely.
And Jameson, good to talk to you, mate.
Thank you very much.